Okay, now there are three types of circuit that you must be very familiar with. Okay, now I have shown you here. Okay, we are very familiar with open circuit. Okay, that is when the circuit is not closed. There is no conducting path that is joined together for the electrons to flow. Then we have the closed circuit. The closed circuit is something they're very familiar with. So when you close the circuit, there is a seamless conducting path for the electrons to flow in one particular direction. Okay, now I'm going to show you a third circuit that you must be very familiar with, and that's called the bypass or the short circuit. Now, as the word suggests, bypass means there is an alternative, shorter path, less resistant path for the current to take, and the current will definitely take that least resistant path. When I close a circuit, okay, this is a typical circuit similar to the one above. Now, if I want to create a bypass circuit, I must add in a wire, allows the current to flow through a much shorter, quicker path. Now that shorter, quicker path will cause the current to be very large. And when that happens, fire occurs because there's a lot of heat generated. Remember, the charges carry energy. So when the charges carry energy too quickly, that is when there is too much heat, and that causes the wire to heat up and fire to occur. So let's create a bypass circuit. So what happens is I will connect this piece of wire in between. You still need the battery. All right. The battery is the electrical source. Without the electrical source, the electrons will not start to move. Okay. So if I were to connect it here and I connect it directly to the light bulbs, observe what happens. So when I connect it, can you see that the current will flow through the easier path? And when that happens, the current moves so quickly. Remember, a large current means that the charges move very quickly. When the charges move very quickly, energy is transferred very quickly, causes overheating in all the components, and that's how a fire occurs. Now, this is a very dangerous phenomenon, and that is why when electrical connections are not tight, okay, this always happens when the wires are fraying. So when the wires are fraying and it touches another component to bypass the actual path, then you will get a bypass or a short circuit. So in this case, this is known as a short circuit, and this is not a good thing.